guys, it's Natalie. Welcome to my channel. I was just doing a look. Thought I would film my about me for the week. Guys, I used the Kylie Naughty palette today. I loved my concept of the look I was doing. Man, some of those colors, it was rough. Like, I must have put them on 201 times and they would just blend right away. Like, getting that red, you don't even know. You don't even know the trouble I went through. My hat looks dumb. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, I feel like I always have so much to talk about, and then like I get to the video and I'm tired and I'm like, why did I do this right now? Oh, I know I said in my other video that actually no, we're just gonna wait on all that. Okay guys, so let's start off where I left off, and I believe it was right before college. Okay, so I ended up going to La Roche College, okay? Lived there my first year, commuted the second 3, graduated from there. I got a bachelor's degree, 2 of them, like I had a dual major, marketing and business management. Believe it or not, I was like high honors. When I say I was drunk the entire time, like blacked out, like I missed finals and stuff, like because I was so drunk, and I would retake them and like get the highest grade, and everyone would be like, stupid drunk Natalie. Like, that's just how I was. Like, I was naturally, I don't know, I was fortunate that my parents raised me like a certain way that I always like had to do well in school. So like I just had good test taking skills and just had all of that prior knowledge. So college wasn't very difficult for me, which was probably a bad thing because I always like was just had too much free time. So yeah, so I lived there my first year. The boy, my first love or whatever, he ended up coming to La Roche with me by the end of the first semester. He had to leave because like we were literally gonna kill each other if he didn't. Like, it was just like okay, well, I'm gonna get with him because we're in a fight, and I'm gonna one up you because you did that with her. Like, it was just back and forth because of like still continuing from that other stuff, like us being mad about, well, him being mad about my past, then me being mad about my friend, like just a never-ending cycle. It was sick. And like we were just at the time like just very broken people, like both of us, and then we were both in our addictions. By the now he was doing heroin and he was shooting up, and I was not even into that at all. Like, I still didn't even, like, I was used to it because him and then like that crew of people were doing it all the time and I was around it, which is like sad. But I was just drinking, really, and like maybe I would do a pill or something, like just drinking, really, not even smoking weed or anything. It was mainly just alcohol. And yeah, things were bad between us, so he ended up leaving. And I, like, when I say we were attached at the hip, I mean it was like sick, like codependency at its worst. So when he left, like, even though him and I were fighting a lot and I was like off doing my own thing, I still had him to run to. Like, if something went wrong, like, he was there. And when he left, I was like, oh my god, like, I don't know how to be alone. Like, I have clung to him for a long time now. So there was this guy there that liked me, and I started talking to him, but he really liked me, and it was kind of like a rebound thing. I mean, he was a great person, a great friend, but like, it was like, I don't know. There were really only 2 people I've ever loved in my life. That first guy that I was just talking about, and then Sean, who died. So yeah, I got through my first year of college living at school. I was a wreck, a complete wreck. Went home for the summer. I was drinking a lot, like a whole lot. Yeah, I still wasn't 21. Oh my god. So that's when my partying and stuff, like just house parties and stuff, were really bad. 'Cause, I mean, I was going to bars before 21. Yeah. I had a very bad incident actually happen before I was 21. Not time to share about. You know, I think I got roofied at this little shitty hole in the wall bar. It was a very bad night. When I say, like, you know, it's disgusting. And some stuff happened, like, from people who were supposed to be my friends, and it was just like, wow, like, you really see what people are capable of, like, disgusting. And just the more bad stuff that would happen to me, the deeper my depression got. And I would blame myself for it all. Like, oh, well, I think that I was unconscious or something and someone did something to me, but it was my fault. Like, I mean, I was just a mess. I don't know whose fault it was. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it was their fault. Maybe it was both of our faults because we were both depressed, alcoholic, drug addicts, whatever. Everyone has their vice, and everyone's going through pains that we're not aware of. But every time something bad would happen to me, I would just fall deeper into the depression. I worked my whole time through college at Eaton Park. I was friends with a lot of cops. Like, I was somebody where I was like this mess, but I would like hang out with cops and like tell them, like, I'm so open. Like, I would be like, I would just tell the cops all the bad stuff I did, like, kind of like joking, but kind of not. And they didn't care because like I was open, and like they would call me Bubbles. I knew them from working at Eaton Park. I became so close with the cops because I would work midnights and wait on them every night. They would come in 3 a.m. You don't even know some of the stuff I got out of being friends with the coppies. But no, some of them were really great people, and they wanted to help me. You know, the worse I got, the more they saw it, and they could not believe like what was happening to me, and like, because they knew that like deep down that wasn't the person that I was. I continued drinking through college, and turned 21 when I was in college, so I started going to bars more. And like most of the people around here, it's like, oh, okay. Like Pittsburgh, like I don't live in Pittsburgh. I live like 15 minutes outside of Pittsburgh. It's not a far drive. So like most people want to go into the city, like to the south side. That's like where all the bars are in Pittsburgh, and like the people my age would go. And like I would go because I felt like, okay, I'm supposed to want to go. But like I really didn't. I don't know why. Like, I always knew that like I didn't want to go. Like when all my friends were like, oh, I want to go to a club, like, because I didn't understand. Because they would go and they would have a couple drinks and dance and try to talk to guys, and like I was like, no, like we have to black out. I have to not be able to walk. Like, it wasn't normal. So Pittsburgh was not convenient for my kind of drinking. My kind of drinking, the convenience was like, okay, I'm gonna drive 2 blocks down into downtown Ambridge and go to these little shithole bars, and drink with 50-year-old men who drank to blackout also. Like, that was how it was starting to get once I was 21. Because you have to think, I had been drinking for years and like heavy drinking already. So I wanted to drink like that. Like, drinking wasn't fun to me unless I blacked out. I didn't understand the concept of drinking unless it was to black out. Because it was like, why would you put something in your body and waste it if you're gonna like just get a buzz? Like, I don't understand that. To me, that feeling was just like anxious. Like, I had to keep going. So, I was a mess when I was drinking a lot. I do have funny stories though. You really, when I say, you don't even understand some of my stories, like nuts. The weirdest things happen in my life, I'm telling you. The weirdest things. I remember one day laying in bed. This was when I was like working at Eaton Park, going to school. This was right before my drug addiction started. And I was drinking very heavily. So I was probably around 21. I would have to have been right around there. And I remember not being able to sleep. Like, I just felt real anxious. Like, I couldn't fall asleep. I was just uncomfortable. If anyone is a smoker and they quit smoking and they try to like fall asleep at night and they haven't had a cigarette, like that feeling of like you're just not tired when you lay down, like that feeling. And I had it. And I was like, this has happened to me a couple times in the past couple weeks. Like, it hit me. I was like, am I getting addicted to alcohol? Because, okay, my personal opinion, drug addiction, physical drug addiction happens very quickly. Physical alcohol addiction does not happen so quickly. Yes, I was an addict. Yes, I was an alcoholic. But was I physically addicted to alcohol to the point where I was going to shake if I didn't have it when I got out of bed? No. That happens after years of alcohol abuse, from what I have seen. Did I ever get to a point where I could not get out of bed with alcohol? No. But I remember at that time period when my drinking was really heavy, and then I stopped like a couple nights, like I couldn't sleep. And I was like, the thought crossed my mind. That was the first time the thought of me being an addict crossed my mind. I was like, am I doing alcohol? I was like, and like I kind of just didn't even want to, like, no, that's impossible. No, I'm not like, ew. So I brushed that off, and I wasn't really heavily physically addicted, so I was able to like just overcome that. Like, okay, one or two sleepless nights, and that was it. And when I say accepting or understanding that I am an addict, I don't even know if I still fully do. That's the honest truth. The acceptance of it did not come until very recent. So this was like 7 years ago we're talking about. So I nowhere near was, no, I hadn't even started my drug part of it yet. So yes, I was an addict. I was addicted to any substance. Like, I needed a substance, whether it was alcohol, pills, whatever. I needed it in my body to have confidence, to feel like I had a purpose. But was I ready to even think about addiction or admitting, or no, nowhere near. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to party. I didn't understand any other way of life. I didn't understand. I would just be like, people my age, that's what they do. Like, we party, we have fun. Yeah, there's the ones that don't, but that's what they choose. But like, it's normal to want to act like this. No, it's not. Not at all. Like, when I look at the people in my grade that did go out and drink, like, they would go out on the weekends and have a couple drinks. I was going out 5 nights a week, to black out 5 nights a week and trying to convince myself that that was normal. And it was not. My life continued on that deep depression route with alcohol. And when I was end of 21 into 22, my best friend, the one who I said that, like, said didn't want to be friends, and then I forgave her. Well, we were hanging out again at this point, and her father passed away. When I tell my story, guys, this is like still like a brief, even though it's like a more in-depth, it's still a brief version of my story. Like, I could elaborate on so much stuff, but like I just can't, because some may not be appropriate. You know how people act, like you can only say so much, or people are gonna, there will be a lot of backlash, or there's just not enough time. So if anyone has questions, like, feel free to ask me. But my friend's dad died, and she had already started taking pills here and there, okay? And I would take them here and there with her, but I was mainly like set on drinking still. Well, she started getting more into like just wanting to do pills when her dad died, and my depression was so heavy from the drinking that alcohol wasn't enough. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off, because once the drug part starts is where it's like, alright, things get like deeper and just harder to go through, you know, and it's like gonna take more time. So, you know the drill. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I guess I still have one more video to put out this week, I think. So I'll see you guys. Love you, bye.